This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. At a summit in Tirana, Albania today, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan held a brief sit-down conversation with Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev. The Armenian government's Facebook page noted that the two spoke about the agreed-upon text of a normalization deal and the process towards signing it. Pashinyan also went over to greet Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, while the latter was speaking with Aliyev. Pashinyan and Aliyev met separately with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who took to the social platform X to urge a swift signing of the deal and expressed readiness to invest in regional connectivity. Pashinyan will be meeting with the EU's top diplomat Kaja Kallas, who said she will be going to Armenia but did not specify when. Numerous heads of state are in Tirana for the 6th European Political Community Summit. Last night, Pashinyan had an unexpected exchange with an Azerbaijani journalist. The Prime Minister told him that Armenia's constitution does not contain any clauses claiming territory from neighboring countries. Pashinyan explained that the draft peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan includes a mutual recognition of borders based on Soviet-era boundaries. President Aliyev has demanded that Armenia change its constitution before signing the deal to remove what he says are claims on Azerbaijani territory. Pashinyan said Armenia also has concerns about Azerbaijan's constitution, which seems to lay claim to Armenian land. However, he said Yerevan won't make that a sticking point, since the border recognition clause in the agreement addresses those concerns, encouraging Baku to do the same. Armenia's Ministry of Internal Affairs is refusing to disclose details of an agreement with Azerbaijan that ended a search within the Commonwealth of Independent States for a man accused of war crimes. Last month, it was revealed that Armenia stopped pursuing Azerbaijani blogger Kamil Zeynali, who's accused of killing an elderly civilian in Hadrut during the 2020 Karabakh War. The ministry told CivilNet Czech that the decision was based on a 2007 agreement with Azerbaijan, reconfirmed in 2024. But when asked for the document, officials said it's classified for official use only. They also ignored key questions of why Zeynali wasn't placed on an international watch list and whether the case against him is still active in Armenia. Instead of answering, the ministry referred to a state news report that doesn't address either question. There's no public record of any bilateral agreement from 2007 or last year, and it's unclear who signed or reconfirmed it. A 2023 amendment now allows refusals based on vague classifications like limited distribution, raising concerns from civil society on how that might be used. Russia's ambassador to Armenia, Sergey Kopyrkin, has condemned statements made by Artsurun Hovhannisyan, former spokesperson of Armenia's defense ministry, about World War II and Nazi Germany. In a letter published today, Kopyrkin expressed outrage over what he called historically false and sacrilegious remarks made by Hovhannisyan on Armenian public television, broadcast on May 9th, the 80th anniversary of World War II Victory Day. Kopyrkin said Hovhannisyan's comments, which appeared to downplay Nazi aggression, deeply offended the memory of those who fought in the Great Patriotic War. He also criticized the fact that Hovhannisyan now heads the Command and Staff Institute of Armenia's military academy, named after Marshal Bagramian, a hero of the war. Hovhannisyan had claimed that a German victory in World War II could have been beneficial for Armenia, calling it a myth that the Battle of Stalingrad prevented Turkey from invading. He suggested Germany planned to form a united Armenia after taking the Caucasus and defeating Turkey. His comments sparked backlash from Armenian historians, politicians, and the public. Historian Suren Manukyan called the World War II Allied victory one of humanity's greatest, while Karpis Pashoyan warned against the dangers of Hovhannisyan's narrative. In Parliament, opposition member Artsevik Minasyan urged the Prosecutor General to investigate whether Hovhannisyan's statements violated laws against justifying crimes committed by the Nazi regime. Check out our latest episode of Insights with Eric Hakopian. He begins with the reasons behind the cancellation of a summit between Israeli and Turkish officials that was likely to take place in Baku. He also argues why Prime Minister Pashinyan's decision to attend the May 9th Victory Day parade in Moscow, despite calls from Europe for a boycott, is a symbolic move that makes strategic sense for Armenia. He then covers the expansion of additional low-cost Wizz Air flights from Europe to Armenia. Find the link to the broadcast in this video's description. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 18. That's the running order for Armenia at tomorrow's Eurovision Song Contest final, taking place in Basel, Switzerland. Armenia qualified at last night's second semifinal with an energetic performance by a very shirtless Parg. He lived up to the name of his song Survivor by managing to qualify even though the betting odds were against him. For those living outside Armenia, you can vote for him in the final tomorrow by voting for number 18. And as always, keep subscribed to CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.